God in simplicity. God manifested Himself in simplicity. He makes Himself simple. That so that the wise will not understand. Jesus said, I thank Thee, Father, Thou hast hid this from the wise and prudent, and will reveal it to babes such as will learn. Don't never try to educate yourself to God. When you do, you educate yourself away from God. See, God's not knowing by education. God's knowing by faith. And the first stroke that the devil took was on the educational program, and man lost his fellowship with God. Exactly. He must know God by faith, not what he can explain, but what he believes that he can explain. That we just vice versa the picture. Now today everything's an educational program. Yes, we walk over a simple little blade of grass. We send our children to Bible schools and to colleges. Now remember, I'm not condemning that. I'm not supporting ignorance. But I'm trying to tell you the folly of it. And there's where we make, you know there's something wrong. And it's like in my meetings. Most time when I get meetings, I find those that fails over in the other fellow's meeting. Because many times I've watched Brother Roberts. Someone said, Brother Roberts, Brother Branham will pray for 500 while you pray for 3. That's right. Certainly. He'll get twice the testimonies. Certainly 50 times the testimonies. See, because after all, it's based upon the faith of the individuals being prayed for. But the ones that fails in there, then they come over to the meeting. Because, here, a doctor's sitting present. If a doctor, you go to the doctor's office and say, I'm sick at my stomach, I've got a headache and so forth, and that doctor just writes you out a little prescription of aspirin or a tranquilizer or something, he's never diagnosed that case. He's just trying to get you out of the office. See? Now, if he's got you up on his heart and he's interested, he'll diagnose that case until he finds the cause. And when a man is sick or a woman and something's happened, there's only one way to correctly get that. That's go back and find the cause. Go back till we see what they've done. In the meetings, watch them stand on the platform. The Holy Spirit say, 10 years ago you was at a certain place and you done a certain thing and you did this and certain, you've heard it, many of you in the meeting. See, you did that. You've got to make that right first. And then, if they promise to do it, then you'll hear it come forth, thus saith the Lord. Mark it in your books. Did you ever see it fail? Certainly not. It doesn't, it can't. What is it? See, the first thing, you've got to find the cause before you can produce the cure. You've got to find the reason for it. And now, today, we are trying to educate people to that, to the scientific approach to God. And you can't do that. God is known not by science, but by faith we know God. And I'd say this, that a man can sit down and look at a bunch of flowers, a bouquet, and study that 30 minutes, sincerely with all his heart, and know more about God than he did if he had all the degrees that a Bible school could give him. For God reveals Himself in the flower. We see it die and rise again. Resurrection. We see 2 or 3 different colors in the same species of flower. Where did that coloring come from? Explain it to me. How did it get there? Where does it go and how does it get back again? How does that seed have to die and rot and come back again? God showing Himself in simplicity, then hiding Himself again in death to show Himself again in resurrection. See, it's just, you don't have to know a whole lot. The only thing you have to know is to have faith in what you're looking at, what you're believing. See? Believe 1 hour would really prove it. Would teach you more about God than all the degrees that you could have. God is so great, He can make Himself simple. Now that's what makes God great to me, is how He can make Himself simple. And that for doing Himself, He hides Himself from the smart and wise. Now just think of that. He hides Himself from the smart people and reveals Himself to the humble people. The Bible said in Isaiah 35, even though a fool should not err in the way. It's so simple. And as you try not to figure it out and study it out, you just figure away from God. Every time you do that, you just get yourself farther and further away. Quit trying to figure it out, just believe what He said. That's all there is to it. Just believe it. And then hides Himself from the wise and shows Himself to the simple. Man can't be that big.